months ago before this, before finding out that Spawn was gonna be fighting Ghost Rider, I was watching the original Max series, the original HBO series on Max. Very few episodes per season. Very few episodes, period. Anyway, my money's on Spawn. Let's get the thing up and running. Let's go.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Why are
It's
we
time
always
for
including
one
Fortnite?
hell of a death battle!
Spawn also go after He-Man, Captain America, and whatever. Let's just watch this.
Nights like these drive men insane. Brimstone in the air. Something's coming. If it wants a piece of me, there'll be hell to pay.
Really good voice from Spawn.
Go back to the pit you squirmed from, Hellspawn.
Make me
I won't say it is possible for, it does seem possible for Ghost Rider to beat Spawn, but I'm going to respond regardless.
It's nothing personal. Vengeance calls.
Yes, that's one thing I'm worried about right there. Spawn using up all that plasma. Necroplasma.
sloppy. You fight like a bum.
You've earned your damnation.
Right off the bat. Oh, but we got these infinities.
Welcome to hell.
Usually it's charged that easy by other people. Hey, let Scorpion fly.
The vestments of the holy cannot disguise your wickedness. God forbid.
A lot of things got me. Oh, wow.
Al Simmons, your sins are innumerable. I am here to wreak vengeance upon your soul.
Just like against Lobo. But
Eat sin for breakfast. Have a taste of your own goddamn medicine.
yeah.
He lied. He is the Prince of Lies. Wait, I'm an innocent.
Using his own penance there against him.
It's like you said, nothing personal, asshole.
Yes, bomb 2 for 2.
KO! God damn! Literally.
Yeah, literally.
This
Oh yeah, literally. Anyway, just 2 for 2. The first one doesn't. I'm not gonna count the first one though. The first season's irrelevant at this point.
was a nail-biter of a battle that pitted Ghost Rider's immeasurable power against Spawn's skill and versatility. Let's break this down into 4 categories.
First up, power. Divine Spawn could match God and Satan, who could create universes. Similar in scale to Ghost Rider's bouts with a lot of the powerhouses in Marvel.
But Zarathos was different. Remember, his power can match that of Mephisto and Galactus, who can threaten all of Marvel's infinite cosmic reality, far greater than any cosmos Spawn has ever affected. Even though Spawn's battled and defeated Satan in more recent comics, implying he's retained a level of power similar to his divine form, he couldn't match Zarathos in power alone.
Ghost Rider may take power, but remember, Johnny actively resists Zarathos' influence, so Spawn may have had time in the fight to learn and adapt to Ghost Rider before he went full Blue Fury.
And Spawn definitely had the edge in skill. He spent decades in military combat and is a master martial artist, whereas Johnny more so relies on his invincibility.
True. Plus, most of his... Plus, he never had really any combat skill before becoming Ghost Rider. He just mostly took inspiration from his adoptive Daredevil father.
Ultimate dream power for a stuntman! Even with his crazy powers, Ghost Rider was a lot more direct than Spawn, pretty much entirely focused on attacking the soul.
Which doesn't bode well for his versatility. Spawn can stop time, manipulate matter, turn intangible, control minds, warp reality. The Ghost Rider had a much more limited arsenal by comparison. Spawn had a huge advantage in this category.
Though with his invincibility, way greater power, and the ability to scorch your soul to nothing, Ghost Rider could score the win through brute force, right?
Not exactly. The last piece of the puzzle is their resistances. Basically, who was harder to kill. Spawn's constant mainlining of humanity's collective sin and pain meant he could survive attacks on his soul, including the penance stare, just like he resisted a very similar attack from Urizen.
Best of all, remember the time he rewrote reality to undo his own inexistence?
There was nothing the Ghost Rider could do to overpower that, and that time with the lance wasn't planned, it was purely instinctual. He could replicate it any time he wanted, like in his fight with God and Satan.
So how do you put Spawn down for good? Well, you can't. At least Johnny and Zarathos couldn't.
Unlike how Ghost Rider's soul has been vulnerable to attack before, like when Danny used the penance stare to depower Johnny.
This sort of thing actually happens a lot, even in recent comics. The whole reason Johnny and Zarathos are bonded in the first place is because Zarathos' soul was manipulated by Mephisto.
And not only does Spawn have plenty of experience manipulating souls, he can replicate the effect of the penance stare itself.
And just think about that. A penance stare on Zarathos would mean he's feeling the pain from every penance stare that he's ever done. A penance squared.
The damnation stare, on the other hand, actively helped Spawn, sending him to hell where he gets a literal infinite power boost.
And it wasn't just Spawn's soul powers that had spelled trouble. He had other ways to bypass Ghost Rider's immortality too, like transmutation, rewriting reality, or just straight up stealing his powers, which has worked on multiple Ghost Riders in the past.
Giving Spawn the final edge. Zarathos was almost unbeatable, a massive power advantage, soul destruction, immortality, but Spawn could counter everything thrown at him, and was too unkillable for Zarathos' strength advantage to matter in the long run against his crazier abilities.
I know what you're thinking. The Ghost Rider was able to kill Lobo, who was literally unkillable. So much so, death could not reap his soul and take him to the afterlife. You would think that someone that powerful... You think a Ghost Rider that powerful would be able to respawn, right? No, I had my money on Spawn. I had my money on Spawn as soon as I finished the rundown on him.
That was one hell of a fight, and at least Johnny went out in a blaze of glory.
The winner is Spawn.
Next time on Death Battle.
Who's next?
Subscribe and join us.
Okay, the only thing I do know about Jujutsu Kaisen is what I learned from the fight between Gojo and Makima. If I'm assuming that, I hope I'm pronouncing this one right, Mahito has the same powers as Shigaraki does. I'm sure there's a pun about this somewhere. Something about disintegration. It doesn't say when it's gonna come out. Whatever. something about disintegration.